The pool is closing for the holiday, and nobody in that building has any idea that the worst night of their lives is already in motion. Bree is finishing her last few laps when she quietly slips her engagement ring into her bag so it doesn't get damaged in the water. Her sister Jonna just got out of rehab, and even though the two of them clearly love each other, there's still a fragile tension sitting underneath almost every conversation. Bree wants her life to look stable, clean, and moving forward. Jonna just wants to feel like she belongs somewhere again. Across the facility, a janitor named Clara is stealing from the locker room. The manager catches her. Third offense. He fires her on the spot and tells her to clean the pool before she leaves. The place starts emptying out. The lights begin shutting down. Then Bree reaches into her bag and stops cold. The ring is gone. Jonna spots it at the bottom of the pool, lodged in the drain 12 feet down. Bree dives immediately. She gets it loose, but her finger catches in the grate and she cannot pull free. Jonna jumps in after her. Neither of them can get out. The manager does a final sweep, sees no one at the surface, and walks straight to the control panel. The fiberglass cover slides shut above them with a sound like a vault ceiling. Now they are trapped, sealed under a locked pool cover with no way out and no one who knows they are there. Jonna is furious. She says no ring was worth risking their lives. Bree snaps back that she needed that ring visible, needed people to see she was actually engaged, that her life was actually going somewhere. That sentence lands hard, because Jonna has been sitting in a rehab facility watching her sister's life look perfect from the outside while her own life kept falling apart. The jealousy spills out fast. She admits she threw the ring into the drain herself. Bree goes silent for a second, then dives and pulls the ring out herself. They call a truce. Fighting can wait, surviving cannot. They find a piece of plastic floating near the edge and start widening the small gap in the cover. Hours pass. The lights go off. The water keeps getting colder. Bree's phone keeps ringing in her bag on the deck, her fiancé David, but it is completely out of reach. Jonna mocks him for calling instead of showing up. That sparks another argument, until Bree finally drops the thing she's been hiding for 3 years. She is diabetic. The insulin shot is in that bag. Without it, she goes into a coma. The stakes just doubled. While they work, Jonna asks why Bree pulled so far away from the family. Bree does not look away. She tells the truth. Their father was abusive, drunk every night, violent, and the night he died in the fire, she was the one who made sure he did not get out. That confession sits in the air between them like something that can never be unsaid. Then they hear footsteps. For 1 second, it feels like rescue. It is Clara. She leans over the edge, sees them trapped, notices the security cameras are still live, and immediately makes a calculation that has nothing to do with helping them. She grabs Bree's bag, takes the phone, the cash, the credit card. The sisters watch in disbelief, still thinking she is going to help them afterward. Then Clara asks for the PIN. She explains herself fast. Prison record, kids at home, bills she cannot pay. She is not a monster, she is just desperate. When the sisters push back, she shuts off the pool heaters. The water gets colder instantly. Bree gives her the code. Clara says she will come back after withdrawing the money, then she is gone. She does not come back that night. Jonna dives again and again, trying to lift the drain cover from below. She cannot do it. She surfaces and calls herself useless out loud, to no one, to herself, to everyone. Bree pulls her close without a word. They spend the entire night treading water, sharing body heat, surviving on stubbornness alone. Morning arrives. Clara returns. She does not bring relief, she brings mockery. The card only had $80 in it. She feels played. She threatens to leave them there. Jonna bites her tongue and tries to stay calm because they still need her. She asks Clara to come close to the small gap in the cover, says she needs to tell her something quietly. Clara leans in. Jonna drives the sharp piece of plastic straight into her ear. Clara screams, staggers to a mirror, cleans the blood. Then, without a word, she walks to the control panel and turns on the automated pool cleaner. Industrial chlorine floods into a sealed space. The sisters start choking immediately. Their eyes burn. They cannot breathe. They scream for her to stop. Clara watches for a few agonizing seconds, then kills the machine. She walks back to the edge and tells them she has nothing left to lose. She is not afraid anymore. She wants them to feel everything they put her through. Bree hands her the engagement ring. Clara takes it without saying anything, turns and walks out. Jonna falls apart. Everything that happened traces back to her throwing that ring in the drain in the first place. Bree reaches over and forgives her anyway. They hold each other through the dark hours. Then Bree starts hallucinating. She sees the cover opening. She sees David reaching down for her. She snaps out of it and finds Jonna underwater, holding the plastic shard to her own throat. Bree grabs her wrists, tells her they are getting out of here alive, together, not negotiable. Meanwhile, Clara is outside trying on the engagement ring when David's voicemail plays on Bree's stolen phone. He says he is calling the police if she does not come home. Clara panics. She goes back to the pool, makes a deal. She will open the cover if they promise never to report her. They agree without hesitating. She goes to the control room. The security code has been changed. She comes back frustrated, useless, and defeated, tells them she cannot do it, then leaves again. Second night. Bree slips into a diabetic coma. Jonna slaps her awake, screaming her name. Bree's eyes flutter open and she confesses the rest of the truth about their father. She did not just fail to save him. She locked the door. She watched the fire take him. She called him a monster and said she did what had to be done. Jonna absorbs it, does not judge, just dives. She tries the drain cover again, fails, grabs Bree's towel, wraps it around the metal rim as a lever and pushes with everything she has. The cover shifts. She surfaces and finds Bree unconscious, sinking. She pulls her up and starts CPR in the water, two-handed compressions at the bottom of a sealed pool at 4 in the morning until her sister coughs and breathes again. Then she goes back under and uses the drain cover as a battering ram against the fiberglass ceiling. She hits it until it cracks. She widens the gap with her bare hands, cutting herself on the broken edges, and she does not stop until the opening is big enough. She hauls Bree through first. They collapse onto the cold tile floor. Jonna injects the insulin and prays it is not too late. Then Clara appears one final time, this time with a gun. She says she cannot risk them talking. She raises the barrel. For a second it feels like surviving the pool was just the setup for something worse. Then she lowers it. She reaches into her pocket and places the ring on the floor between them. She does not explain, she just walks away. Jonna calls 911. When the dispatcher asks what happened, she does not describe Clara. She just says 2 women trapped in a pool and gives the address. The paramedics load Bree onto a stretcher. On the ambulance floor, Bree opens her eyes and Jonna presses the ring back into her hand. They cry, not from fear this time, from the sheer relief of making it out alive. This was never really a story about a locked pool. It was always about 2 sisters who spent years carrying resentment and guilt until those things almost became fatal. The water forced everything out in the open, and in the end, surviving was not just about getting above the surface. It was about finally seeing each other clearly.